I started out as a bull rider way back, starting in the late '80s, and I retired in '98 and started getting into the rodeo business on the stock contracting and producing side.
Does it take special genetics to have a riding bull herd?
These are all specifically bred for the rodeo business. We raise a lot of our own bulls. Right now, we have a NFR bull we use, like Blackberry Smoke and Ready Red as a PBR bull. So they have a lot of really good genetics, and that's part of the basis of our breeding program.
What genetics make a good breeding program for rodeo bulls? What are some of the specifics you're looking for?
There's a lot of things you look at, and a lot of you look at the cows you're breeding to too. So we want the cows to be really well bred out of rodeo genetics too. So a lot of it is just hit or miss to see what works, but a lot of the rodeo genetics we use are former, very high-end championship caliber bulls that have the kick and the rear and the buck and the spin and all the traits that we're looking for to put into the rodeo cattle.
How many head do you raise?
Right now, it depends on the time of year. Probably in our circle between me and a couple other breeders I work with, probably around 60 to 80 bulls. We don't want to buck them too much. We love our bulls. We really care for them, so we don't want to overuse them and wear them out. So our average bull probably only gets hauled and bucked 10, 12 times a year throughout the summer.
When it comes to husbandry of these animals, do they have any special requirements, whether it's veterinary care, whether it's the feed ration?
They're an athlete, so a professional bodybuilder is going to have a different diet than your average person. So the feed program, it's a very high-end feed program with the protein levels and the minerals and the vitamins, and it's a specialty feed. You can't go to Tractor Farm Supply and buy it. I mean, it's all specifically made for the rodeo bulls. As far as the other care, good vet care is very important, so we always have all the proper facilities and setups to get all the vet care that we need for the animals.
I think of it almost as like you need an athletic trainer if you're an athlete, and so some of the husbandry that goes into it before and after the event might be some of that.
Yeah, I mean, every bull, they get exercised, they get taken care of that way. After they get bucked a few times, they're going to get a couple weeks off to relax and enjoy life, and before they go back on the truck to the next show.
On the farm, if you have a question about your herd, you would reach out to your extension specialist. Who do you reach out to if you're raising rodeo bulls?
Well, we have good vets that take care of all the medical needs, and then we, of course, consult and work with nutritionists to get the right feed program. You're getting specially bred or specially made feed and care to raise, athletes. I mean, you want a big muscled up bulls, but also athletic.
May I ask the value on some of these animals? A good rodeo bull, what is that worth?
It really depends on what you're going for. Your average rodeo bull, you're probably in that $3,000 to $5,000 price range. Your better bulls, there is no top. I mean, there's bulls out there. This year's PRSA Buck and Bull of the Year went up for auction. I think the highest bid was $225,000, and the owner no-sailed them. So there's really no cap. But I got two bulls that are going to the international finals rodeo next weekend in Oklahoma City, which is a pretty big accomplishment. And those bulls, I would say, are worth $15,000 to $20,000 a piece.
Okay, so now let's talk about the rider. I mean, this is a sport. You've done this, but what goes through your head when you get on one of these animals? These are big animals.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole different deal. You got to be committed to do it. There's no referee to blow whistle. It's over when the bull says it's over. It's just, guys do it because they get, it's like if you were into skydiving, it's adrenaline rush and you love doing it. Getting on a 1,800-pound bucking bull it's an addiction, and it pays well if you're good at it, right? And there's a lot of schools and clinics around the country that we recommend a lot of guys go to, and there's a process to go through to get into the sport.
You don't just hop on a bull day one and you've got it down at...
Right. You got to start out at the more amateur level and we try to get guys to go to schools. Then we run practice pens where they'll come out and we'll buck lower end bulls for guys to learn on. And then they go up into, if they're younger kids, they can get into like the Wisconsin Little Britches rodeo, and then work up to like the high school rodeo and start going to some amateur rodeos and just keep working the way up.
That's got to be a fun community to belong to. Would you say it's similar to maybe the county fair community, or, just the sense of belonging in agriculture?
Yeah, when you get into what we do, it's a very small world, and we all know each other. Some get along really good, and some don't. But it's a big family.
And speaking of family, are we seeing the new generation, the next generation, as interested as before, or more interested as prior generations?
Well, I've been involved in bull riding for probably 35 years now, and it's like anything. It's harder. Every year there's less and less people getting involved in it. So hopefully that'll change over the next few years. But you always see every few years dips and valleys, and it comes back strong. And hopefully we get more generation into it. They need to make another movie like 8 Seconds that helped our industry out and blew it up for us back in the day. There's still plenty of bull riders out there, but it's not what it used to be 20 years ago.
I'll let you have the last word. Anything I didn't ask you about what it takes to raise bucking bulls or be in the rodeo industry?
Having good fences helps, and no, it's really a rewarding business. I mean, those bulls are family to us. I mean, they get really good care, and you get attached to them pretty good. And yeah, we do it not because of money. We do it because we love the sport.
David Rice, along with us from Rice Rodeo Company. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Stephanie Hoff.